Once upon a time, in a kingdom where lush green forests and towering mountains met, there lived a kind and beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as fair as snow, her lips as red as blood, and her hair as black as ebony. Snow White's life was filled with joy and laughter until her mother, the queen, passed away. Her father, the king, remarried a woman whose heart was as cold as ice and whose vanity knew no bounds. The new queen possessed a magical mirror that she would consult daily. "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" she would ask. For many years, the mirror's answer pleased her: "You, my queen, are the fairest of all." But as Snow White grew older, her beauty surpassed that of the queen. One day, the mirror responded, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Consumed by jealousy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But the kind-hearted huntsman couldn't bring himself to harm the innocent princess. Instead, he told her to run deep into the forest and never return. Snow White wandered through the dense forest, frightened and alone, until she stumbled upon a small, charming cottage. Inside, everything was neat and tidy, but the furniture was small. Exhausted, she fell asleep across 3 of the tiny beds. When the sun set, the cottage's inhabitants returned home. They were not dwarfs but 7 wise guardians, each with a special gift: wisdom, courage, compassion, hope, joy, patience, and love. They found Snow White and listened to her story with great concern. "Stay with us," said Wisdom, the eldest guardian. "We will protect you from the queen." Days turned into weeks, and Snow White found solace in the guardian's company. They taught her many things: how to find inner strength, how to heal with herbs, and how to see beauty in the world despite darkness. Meanwhile, the queen discovered through her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Enraged, she disguised herself as an old peddler woman and crafted a poisoned apple. She found Snow White alone at the cottage one day and offered her the apple as a gift. Snow White, unsuspecting, took a bite and fell into a deep, enchanted sleep. When the guardians returned, they were heartbroken. They placed her in a glass coffin in the forest, where she lay as if merely asleep. The forest animals, who had come to love her, kept watch by her side. Time passed until one day, a prince from a neighboring kingdom, who had heard tales of Snow White's beauty and kindness, came to see her. Overcome with sorrow and love, he kissed her gently. The enchantment broke, and Snow White awoke. The prince and Snow White returned to the castle together, where they confronted the evil queen. Stripped of her power and faced with the goodness and strength of Snow White and the guardians, the queen fled, never to be seen again. Snow White and the prince married, and she became a wise and just queen. The 7 guardians returned to their cottage, knowing that their beloved Snow White was safe and happy. And so, the kingdom flourished under the rule of the fairest, not just in beauty but in heart and spirit, and they all lived happily ever after.